All right. I sound like a demon. I don't know what the fuck I was doing there. Just being goofy. Doing the goofs, as always. He's a goofy man. You can't take this man seriously. Can't take him seriously. Can't take him anywhere. He's always going to be embarrassing you, making voices, doing noises. So obnoxious, always. Danger Fellini, Butterfly, welcome. Alright, let's see here. I'll go a little bit like that. Okay. Okay. Seriously though, what is going on with Mitch McConnell? Are we gonna solve this, Scooby Doo? What's up, Danger Fellini? How are you? Are we gonna get to the bottom of this mystery, or we're just gonna wake up to a new senator from Kentucky and the GOP just pretends like nothing happens? I gotta tell you, it's gonna be kind of a sad day for me, at least when he passes. I'm gonna have to retire my Mitch McConnell impression. I love doing that. What's up, Butterfly0913? Like free samples, welcome. Fridge Makara, I know it's not American news, but have you heard about Nigel Farage resigning, but not really? Yeah, I've heard. Wait, Nigel Farage? Do you mean Keir Starmer? Keir Starmer did resign. Nigel Farage is supposedly trying to run for prime minister again, isn't he? Resigning from what? What party is? What is he in? Is he Labor or Conservative? I can't remember. Hey, Hamzi, good to see you. Vegetable Man. Yeah, well, that's seems to be what's happening right now to Mitch McConnell. So let's take a look, shall we? Mitch McConnell has been hospitalized for 3 weeks and his team won't say why. Here's what we know. Nothing suspicious, though. This is totally normal. It is absolutely normal for an 80-something-year-old gerontocratic senator to be AWOL for 3 weeks and not know if he's even having a pulse. This is normal, guys. I don't know what everyone is freaking out about, man. Come on, look at this. Who also doesn't go to work in their 80s in a wheelchair? Everybody does this. This is normal. U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell has been hospitalized for 3 weeks, and it's still not clear why he was admitted or what his condition is. Aides for the Kentucky Republican have been fiercely protective of his condition, publicly and privately, during his hospitalization. Despite requests for updates from CNN, his office has not disclosed a medical reason for the hospitalization or provided specifics on his health status beyond saying last week that he continues to improve and is working closely with his staff on Kentucky and Senate matters. See, come on, guys. His staffers are telling you what's up. If there's anyone you can possibly trust, it's the staffers that have a financial investment in making sure he's alive and still in office so they can collect a paycheck. Come on! This is a given, people! The lack of information has sparked questions over McConnell's health and has led to speculation and rumors online that his health had significantly deteriorated. On Tuesday, however, in an apparent effort to push back on those rumors, a number of high-profile Republicans, including Senate Majority Leader John Thune, put out statements saying they have recently spoken with McConnell. McConnell's office pointed to the statements and said, as the senator continues to recover, we'll be sure to keep you updated. Yeah, he's dead. Nah, he's dead. When the MAGA pedo party has to circle the wagons this much around a guy, you know the opposite of what they're saying is true. Bribery scandals are likely to sink him and trigger a by-election. Yeah, I heard that they're not thinking of doing a by-election. That's why I last had. He stepped down as MP to both halt the investigation and trigger the by-election early. We're going to get elected to the seat he just gave up. I imagine he's shredding documents right now. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of smoke coming out of his chimney, for sure. So we've seen McConnell's health deteriorate for quite a while now. I mean, that was that giant fall he took where he went full turtle mode, and somehow turtles like fall on their back and can't get up. McConnell was the opposite. He fell on his face and couldn't get up. He was like, how can somebody please get my legs? I can't seem to feel my legs. Oh, there's a poopies coming. Get away. Like, He's seriously, is he alive? Why is that such a hard question for these people to answer? This should be very simple. Rachel Bradford, welcome. This is not a difficult thing. Does he have a pulse? Is he speaking? Is he conscious? These are pretty simple things we should be able to ask of our elected representatives. Well, not mine, of course. I think he's a traitor. But for the people of Kentucky, at least. MAGA, even you guys are getting screwed. You voted for this fucking. You voted for Mitch McTurtle, and he's not there. He's not there in Congress to cut your benefits. Who's going to cut your benefits now, MAGA? Huh? Who's going to make sure that you guys don't have health care? Who is going to make sure that the fascists running around in masks are also going to take you? Who's going to be sure? We don't know. Even funnier, absolutely none of the political parties are humoring Farage and aren't nominating an MP in an attempt to make Farage win by default, all except one, Count Binface. I did see that about Count Binface, which is just an awesome name, by the way. He may be a POS IRL, but that's an amazing name. So now Farage is stuck in a terrible George. Either he gets reelected to his seat and the criminal investigation resumes, or he loses to Count Binface. God, could you imagine having that on your political resume? Lost an election to Count Binface. Instead of turning into a fucking bat like Dracula, Binface just turns into a garbage can. He's like, I must escape. This is too much for me. I must escape. I am a garbage can. Please dispose of your plastics. Personally, I'm rooting for Binface. Yeah, just with that name alone, you got to, right? Watching in the bathroom right now. My family wants me to sleep really bad. Hamzi! Hamzi, brother, you got to make sure you're getting your sleep. The former Senate Majority Leader, who is 84 years... Oh, I'm sorry, he's 84. My bad. Was admitted to the hospital on the morning of Sunday, June 14th. Okay, so yeah, that's like over 3 weeks ago. Spokesperson David Popp said in a statement at the time, Senator McConnell was admitted to the hospital this morning. He was receiving excellent care. What is the latest from his team? McConnell's office issued its latest statement on July 2nd, indicating he remains hospitalized. It has either repeated that statement or pointed back to it in response to subsequent injuries, and did so again on Tuesday. What? July 2nd, remained hospitalized. So a week later, he's still in the hospital? And they pointed back to it in response to subsequent injuries. Silverman said Senator McConnell appreciates the outpouring of supporters receiving while he continues his recovery in the hospital. The senator continues to improve and is working closely with his staff on Kentucky and Senate matters while the Senate is out of session. And you just know that Biden called him. In the interest of bipartisanship, Biden calls McConnell, Hey, Mitch, guy, I saw you fall. You need CPR. You see CRP. CPR? Is it CPR? Yeah. Jill says it's CPR. Mitch McConnell, buddy, what's going on? What is it? What's wrong? Well, I just seem to be getting a little bit old here, Joe, and Mitch, what's going on? You stopped talking. What is it? Mitch, are you dying? Mitch, I mixed up my impressions. Mitch, come on, guy. Push through it. If it's a heart attack, don't give in. Don't go to the light. Don't go to the light, Mitch. That's better, buddy. Yeah, get in that wheelchair. Get some help, buddy. It'll be such a humiliating loss. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Are you going to react to the Verdillo like you told yesterday? Oh, shit, Hamzi. Thank you for reminding me. Can you put that in the chat right now again, Hamzi? Deb, welcome. Put that in the chat for me, Hamzi. If I got time, I'll see if I can pull it up at the end. What's funny is that Biden is absolutely the kind of guy to call Mitch McConnell and check in on him in times like these, and then it would never be reciprocated from McConnell. You know? I mean, McConnell was the one that stalled Obama's seat and stole it for Brett Ratvanaugh, right? Or was it Coney Barrett? I can't remember which one. I think it was Coney Barrett got that one. So, like, what's the point in showing bipartisanship to the people who have no sense of it? I wouldn't be surprised if Biden had called him. What if Biden has the secret about... What if Biden is the only person on the planet that actually knows? He calls his office, like, hey, guys, yeah, I hear Mitch is not doing well. I got to talk to him. Want to see how he's doing. You know, I got to see, make sure he's up to par. Uh, yeah, Mr. Former President, you need to swear to secrecy. Yeah, 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 I swear. Okay, Mitch McConnell is dead. What? He died? Yes, he's gone. He's no longer with us. Oh, who died? What are we talking about? And then he just keeps the secret because he immediately forgot it. Has anyone spoken with him since he's been in the hospital? A number of high-profile Republicans said on Tuesday they have recently spoken with McConnell. Spokesperson for Toon said the Senate Majority Leader spoke to McConnell by phone on Monday. They had a lengthy and substantive conversation that covered a variety of topics, including national security. Yeah, there's no way this is fucking true. There's no way this is fucking true. A 4-year-old dude in the hospital, hooked up to all kinds of gizmos and gadgets, barely alive, and then is also like in poor health, had CPR done to him. There's no way. There's no way this is true. Spokesperson for Senate GOP Whip John Barrasso said that he spoke with McConnell this afternoon for about 20 minutes and the Kentucky Republican was fully engaged and is eager to... No way. This is not Joe. He's dead. He's dead. I'm calling it. I think we're going to find out that McConnell is dead and has been dead for a while because look at the same talking points, right? We've seen this. The GOP has excellent strategic communications, right? And they all hammer the same talking points, and they're all saying the same thing. Fully engaged, eager to get back to the Senate, lengthy and substantive conversation, caught up about the latest news, Graham Plattner, recent Supreme Court ruling, also discussed Senate's work July period, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there's no way this is true. He's dead. I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. McConnell's either currently dead or hooked up and on, like, in a medical-induced coma. Calling it. A really good way you can tell that I'm correct. CNN's senior political commentator Scott Jennings also posted on X on Tuesday that he spoke with McConnell earlier in the day about a range of topics, including Iran, Ukraine, and even a little bit of Senate history. He later told CNN's Casey Hunt on the arena that McConnell's voice sounded strong and it sounded like the senator was keeping up with the news. Holy shit, this copium. This copium is off the charts, man. I mean, if you thought the copium was crazy with the state of the economy, inflation rising, and the Epstein files, like this is something else. Yeah, dude. He's gone. He's a goner. He's 100% a goner. Hold on. Gotta move some shit because I can't see my papers underneath here. There we go. Jennings told Jennings lies all the time about everything under the sun. Scott Jennings would lie about whether or not he was in the room with you as he's talking to you. It's like, no, I'm not talking. No, I'm not in the room. I'm talking to you telepathically. Yeah, I am a mutant, like in the X-Men. You know, it just happened. I watched the TV show. My kids got me into it, and now I just touch my skull, and now I can communicate with you from outside the room. I'm not even on this continent. I'm in Bermuda. Scott, you're on CNN. We have you on camera. No, I'm not. Toon and Brasso had also both previously said they have spoken to McConnell after he was admitted to the hospital. He's feeling okay, obviously well enough to call me on the phone. He said he did not know why McConnell was hospitalized, though. Yeah, we haven't heard a reason for this. Now, I've heard a lot of different rumors that he fell. I heard that he needed CPR. What happened to him? This should not be a complicated thing to find out and to tell. Clearly, they're hiding it. It's a simple explanation. If he was fine and well and happy and dandy, they wouldn't need to come up with all this bullshit. They could just say it. Tunisia 4K scenic relaxation film. The thumbnail is 2 camels on the beach. Okay, I'll see if I can pull that up next. Well, I mean, not next, but at the end of the stream. Do we know anything about what happened led to his hospitalization? Remains unclear what led to it. Independent journalist Desiree Townsend shared an EMS audio recording on X earlier this month, indicating that emergency responders were called to McConnell's Washington, D.C. home for an unconscious person the same day he was hospitalized. Well. In the audio, the dispatcher says the call is for a cardiac arrest, and a paramedic is heard saying CPR in progress. McConnell's name is not mentioned in the recording, but the address that paramedics responded to is known to be his. CNN has not confirmed the details of what dispatchers and medics described in the audio. Asked at the time about the audio, a McConnell spokesperson said they would keep reporters updated on the senator's condition. Yeah, he's goner. He's a goner. There's no way. Come on. Dude's 84 years old, and CPR only gives you, like, what, like a 30% chance of survival? No way. I'm calling it. I'm telling you, he's brain dead. He's hooked up to a bunch of fucking machines The only thing that's active is the cardiac monitor, and everything else is just beep. There's no way. No way. Does he have any known pre-existing health issues? McConnell is a childhood polio survivor. He has also faced a series of health issues in recent years. In March 2023, he suffered a concussion and broken ribs after a fall. Months later, he froze mid-sentence during a news conference. CNN later reported he had suffered 2 other falls earlier that year. Yeah, I forgot about the freeze mid-sentence. he looked like a printer. A printer that's like printing out the documents, and then it's got the text on it, and then it just stops. And then it just starts shuffling out papers. That's what he looked like. Just totally blank papers. What has happened in the Senate since he's been gone? McConnell has missed some high-profile Senate votes during his hospitalization, including the housing affordability bill, check Trump's power in Iran, war in Iran. Yeah, I'm calling it. See, the fact that Scott Jennings said this, yeah, exactly. See, Blakely says, I spoke to my old friend Mitch McConnell this morning. He's gone. Senior senator from Kentucky, still recovering in the hospital. We talked just shy of 20 minutes about Iran, Ukraine, the unfolding situation in Maine, my visit to the TR Presidential Library, and even a little bit of Senate history. I told him we want to see him back at work as soon as possible. Imagine how fucking selfish this prick is. Like, have a 20-minute conversation, and you're not asking him about, like, your health or how you doing. Do you need anything? What happened? He just calls him, and Mitch is like, Scott, what do you need? Hey, Mitchy boy. So Iran is a bitch, huh? Yeah, they closed the Strait of Hormuz again. Scott, listen, this isn't a very good time right now. I'm kind of hooked up to some machines. So, Ukraine, man, those drones, oof, God. Can I get one of those? My neighbors are just... I could really use one of those drones. Scott, really, I should probably... Their doctors are actually motioning to me to get off the phone and get some rest. So, you hear about this guy, Graham Plattner? And Scott Jennings is just yapping his ear off. And then eventually McConnell's like, what if Scott Jennings caused McConnell's death? What if Scott Jennings did actually talk to McConnell and he was coherent? Up until the moment Scott Jennings started talking his fucking ear off. Hey, there's no evidence it's not wrong. Maybe like to speak to his ear, and when the speaker shuts, he shuts too, huh? Do you mean shouts? No one believes you, smug rat bastard traitor. Did you use a Ouija board? This is so mean. I don't believe a word of this. Jennings is paid to be his due establishment propaganda. The Uniparty does not want a special election in Kentucky, which is what would happen if McConnell was incapacitated. And there's a guy named Rep. Thomas Massey in Kentucky. So, yeah, he's absolutely, like, incapacitated, would not be able to exercise his duties as, he would not be able to exercise his duties as a senator. So they're covering it up because they don't want a special election. And as they're saying, Thomas Massey would go for it, and he could potentially win. I don't know why the GOP is panicking about it, though, because, I mean, Thomas Massey was just beaten in his, he was out primaried. All Trump's got to do is endorse someone else, some Looney Tunes dipshit, running against Massey in the primary, and Massey would lose. So, again, the governor of Kentucky is Andy Bashar. He could order, or at least he should order, some kind of a state investigation about the health of Mitch McConnell. And even if they don't cooperate, just call a fucking special election. Fuck it. Who cares? Force their hand. Make them Weekend at Bernie's the McTurtle. Make them do it. Bring him out there, and let's see how good health he is. And when everybody can see that he's freezing up and he's in a wheelchair and he's barely even able to lift a water bottle, then they'll be like, yeah, we need to replace this guy. I mean, the Democrats are just always laying on their fucking back. I don't know who's more of a turtle, McConnell or the Democrats, just laying on their back doing nothing. Humsey, shut up about the freezing. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, maybe they like to speak to his ear, and when the speaker shuts up, he shuts up too. Is that what you mean? When he froze? Yeah. So that time but that's the thing. Like, you could see clearly in the footage, he legitimately looked like he had a stroke mid-sentence. Because he was talking about the politics and about the elections going up. Like, that's what happened. It really looked like he had a stroke mid-sentence. Kitty Lifestyle, welcome back. So, moving on from Mitch McConnell, Ken Paxton, the pedo pal, who released a man who raped a child, is spotted vacationing with his mistress in London over July 4th. Funny how all these Texas, don't mess with Texas guys, love America, USA, USA, go on vacation on the 4th of fucking July to goddamn London. Remember when like 12 GOP MAGA pedophile senators went to Russia for the 4th of July? Remember that? But hey, let's hear more about the Patriot Party, right? So patriotic. He was like so cozy and comfortable. Oh, he was about to ditch her. Oh no. Yeah, so I think she whispers to him, "Hey, they're filming us or they're following us." Look how quickly he drops her arm. And then he's like, "Ah, shit. Ah, shit. What do I do? Where's the nearest exit? Oh, shit. That's a wall. Ah, shit. I'm going to go play in traffic. You drop something? Ah, shit. Ah, shit. You got it? Okay. I'm going to go play in traffic. You catch up to me. Or not at all." He so got caught. But hey, this is apparently not a scandal, right? For the People's Party, the party of family values. He's out with the party of It is such a betrayal of every single value the Republican pedophile party pretends to have, is that he is out here vacationing on the 4th of fucking July, America's birthday, and he's out in London. In jolly old London, the fucking country we had a war over to get away from. And then on top of that, he's cheating on his wife. Still. This is just peak MAGA. You're most definitely a fascist? No, I'm anti-fascist. Are you fucking blind, you dumb cunt? User -073RG3EB1H. Hey, can you fit more letters into your username? I don't think you got enough letters. I think you missed like a vowel or two. Fucking MAGA pedophiles. Mitch won't be coming back. Did you hear his wife took off to Beijing to meet with number 2 of the CCP? She's been gone for 20 days. You know what? I need to look that story up. Let me see if I can find it because... Oops. Because it was trending on Twitter. We the People. What's up, We the People? Like, I'm with Typical and Expected. Check his hard drive. Oh, you're talking about Ken Paxton? Oh, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I mean, the dude freed a pedophile from jail and gave him a sweetheart deal to get out of jail. Not only that, but refused to put him on the sex offender registry. Yeah, they're all pedophiles. The entire Republican crime party are all pedophiles. I've been saying it forever. Okay, what was I looking up? Elaine Chao goes to China. I don't really want to click on Fox Fake News. Okay, hold on. Let's see this. Oops. Mitch McConnell's wife, Elaine Chao, traveled to China for a work trip 3 days after he was hospitalized. Damn! 3 days! She only waited 3 days and she bailed. McConnell's wife, okay, so... Mitch McConnell's wife, Elaine Chao, was in China 3 days after her 84-year-old husband was hospitalized on June 14th. Damn. Like, she knew it was coming. She's got a calendar... And she's like putting X on each day, like, didn't happen today, damn it, didn't happen today, damn it, didn't happen today. Mommy, Daddy, I'm coming home. Chao, who married McConnell in 93, met with Chinese Vice President Han Zheng. I did not know China had a vice president. It's interesting. On June 17th in Beijing, according to Chinese state media service Xinhua. The report, which was also published by the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in the United States of America, claims Han urged further efforts to strengthen the relationship between the U.S. and China during the meeting. Chao said maintaining stable U.S.-China relations serves the interests of all parties and expressed the willingness to continue making efforts to promote practical cooperation and people-to-people exchanges between the United States and China, said the report, which was accompanied by a picture of Han and Chao. Wow, so crazy how she went right after her husband is out of commission. Follow this lady, welcome. Chao, 73, served as President Trump's Secretary of Transportation, first term, blah, 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 blah. People reached out to the U.S. State Department, McConnell's office. McConnell was hospitalized. Although his office is not releasing further details on his condition, there were reports on July 1st and emergency services responded. right? We read about that. Unconscious person possibly suffered a heart attack. Connell still working closely with staff, responding to questions. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. I'm sorry. There's no way. There's just no way. He's obviously completely out of commish. The GOP of Texas is shameful. Yeah, isn't Trump also almost in minute 90 of the game? Huh? Minute 90 of the game? What do you mean? It's a crazy story? Yeah. For the past 6 elections, Ken Paxton has committed voter fraud in Texas. For more than 2 years, Paxton has been registered to vote at an address he doesn't live while leading the fake crusade against voter fraud. Ken Paxton vowed to crack down on illegal voting. He may have violated Texas election law. Despite his own warnings, Paxton appears to have used an address where he did not live while voting in 6 elections in the past 2 years, including in May's runoff that made him the Republican nominee for U.S. Senator, according to records obtained by ProPublica and the Texas Tribune. State Senator Angela Paxton said in a 2025 divorce filing that Paxton, whom she accused of adultery, moved out of their Collin County home a year earlier. But Paxton continues to list the home's address in the northern Dallas suburb as on his voter registration. Angela Paxton declined to be interviewed. A source close to the Paxtons said the attorney general has not moved back into the home since leaving. I'm not even kidding when I say, like, I know that there's a lot of rule of law that the Democrats need to reinstate when we get back, but this kind of shit can't be allowed to happen. There's too many, like the Turning Point USA guy was just arrested for voter fraud, and God knows if he's going to be actually prosecuted, not given off with a sweetheart deal. But Democrats, you need to catch the fuck up. The Republicans are talking about voter fraud because it's them. It's projection. And they're going to keep doing shit like this, and they're going to keep rigging elections until you guys fight back. Same way with this redistricting fight. They're going to get a whole bunch more seats in the House now because the Virginia Democrats are too much of fucking cucks to do anything about it. When are the Democrats going to fucking win? When are they going to fucking learn to win, no less? You have to fight back. If all you do is just roll the fuck over and show your ass, yeah, you're going to get butt fucked every single time. Football game. Oh, you're talking about soccer game. Trump also in minute 90 of the game. Is Trump at one of the soccer games? I wasn't aware of that. So, John Frankenfetterman. Speaking of people who have strokes, let's talk about Frankenfetterman. He's out here puffing his chest over the Graham Plattner bullshit, when this is the guy who chased after a black man with a gun because he's a fucking racist, and now he's on Fox Fake News. So Bernie Sanders is the one who got Fetterman, in part, he was the one who got Fetterman elected because he campaigned with him. He vouched for him, and now Fetterman repays the favor with this.
Yeah, I mean, I refuse to overlook that, but honestly, I would really call Bernie Sanders to apologize for pushing this kind of predator more than anyone he helped him elect, and now apologize to the victims, especially the woman that she claimed that he raped her. So I don't know why you want to keep pushing these kinds of people. Maybe he should consider set a few out and stop pushing these kind of communists and people. And now people, you know, like P. Hustle now, he has been credibly accused of rape. And that's fairly recent, too. That was only less than 5 years ago.
Well, he said the allegations are untrue, but that he's basically reviewing his options. He's obviously going to drop out, correct?
I'm so sick of Frankenfetterman. Fuck this guy. Jesus Christ. What a complete prick. I mean, he got so much grace when he had his stroke, and everyone went to back him, even though the Republican pedo party was making a whole bunch of cruel jokes about him, and he got so much support, and he repays us by going on Fox Fake News. I cannot say it enough. Fuck this guy. He never deserves to be employed again, and we should make it our life's mission to ensure that that happens. I meant his age. Oh, he's in the final 90 minutes. Yeah, he's definitely up there. Rhino Mitch wife went to China. Yeah, I was just reading that, Green Valley. Also, he doesn't even know what... Again, everybody just says a communist because it's a buzzword. They called Joe fucking Biden a communist. Joe Biden a communist. I mean, that's like calling Teddy Roosevelt, you know, a fucking mommy skirt hider, you know? Teddy Roosevelt was a fucking bold-ass outdoorsman, and they're calling fucking Joe Biden a communist? They have no fucking idea what they're talking about because it's a buzzword. It's a scare word. When people are so fucking stupid that they don't know what words mean, they can just say shit and then, oh no, that sounds scary. That sounds scary. Whereas if they opened a fucking book, they'd just be like, oh yeah, you keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. My cousins in Pennsylvania are so disappointed in the turncoat. Yeah, my co-host on The Voice of Reason in Pennsylvania also voted for him. I donated to this asshole, and I tried to dispute it, but the charge was too long ago. And I phone banked for him. Like, this is true betrayal. I mean, he should apologize to his voters. He needs to apologize to his base. But the sad fact is that this guy is going to leave Congress, and he's going to get a cushy lobbying job somewhere, probably for the fucking Castle Frankenstein, where he'll be being a sub for lightning bolts, rather than facing the actual punishment and accountability and public shunning that he deserves. What is ADL stoking today? Well, the ADL sure didn't say shit about Nazis marching in D.C. over the weekend. I mean, the corruption is just so bold and in your fucking face. I can't get over this shit.
Against it, but he has no idea what crypto is. He had no idea. He didn't have a clue. But they were very violently against it. They were putting people in jail. What they were doing to the crypto was horrible. It's amazing it survived that onslaught. It was a weaponization of government. So when I went very much for
a weaponization of government, when this guy has lost more cases to protesters than he's been successful with. He had a dude arrested for throwing a fucking Subway footlong at an ICE agent, claiming that he faced harm. Oh, but my chest hurts from a sandwich. This guy is bitching about weaponization of government when he's had a hack case against James Comey. You know how fucking insane it is that he has weaponized the government so much that he has leftists defending James Comey? James Comey is a despicable, evil piece of shit, and we have to go to bat for him because of this fat fucking pedophile. The guy behind him is trying hard not to laugh. Yeah, let's see if he cracks.
It. And I must have gotten, I think I got 100% of the vote. But what happened is,
oh my God,
I think it was 100 million people. That's a big industry. And that means some pretty good things. But what happened is Biden then.
I do always get a kick out of the. He does these hand gestures, right? And then he's like this and like this, and he's like, and then he does this, and then he's like, he does one of these. Let me see if he. Let me go back.
Some pretty good things. But what happened is Biden then, after he was getting killed, he was down so much. All of a sudden, they became pro-crypto. And their head of the SEC was horrible, unlike Paul, who's really good. No, I mean, he's the best man for the job. Everybody wanted him. But
I can't wait for this Paul guy to do something bad and then Trump turn on him. He gives him all this praise. Listen to the fucking verbal filleting he gives this guy right now.
Paul, who's really good. No, I mean, he's the best man for the job. Everybody wanted him.
I can't wait for this Paul guy to go back and screw something up somewhere down the line and get blamed and Trump to eat his words and just say, and MAGA will never say anything about it. That's the thing about MAGA is they've never cared about all. He fluffs everybody he possibly can until they do one thing wrong, which typically history has shown that one thing wrong is actually helpful to the U.S. Constitution. You know, like who was that counterterrorism guy? Was it Joe Kent? I think his name was, who resigned because he wouldn't back Trump's bullshit. I think if it was over Iran, if I remember correct, and basically just said it was a distraction from the Epstein files, if I remember correct. And then he was awful. He's the worst guy ever. Just a coffee boy. Remember that? Remember the coffee boy jokes? The Joker advices he cracked. Yeah, he cracked.
But he
as
was
we
horrible.
knew he would.
What he was doing to the crypto, they were putting people in jail.
Fucking good. Crypto is being used as just another way to launder money. It's also a big use of data centers, which, you know, is kind of fucking a problem now. You know, it's just so frustrating to see all this lawlessness, and Democrats ain't gonna do shit. Even if they have power right now in some of these states. Again, California, Illinois, New York. The Democrats have power to check the federal government and to do lawsuits, to do prosecutions, to do this, that, and the other, and they won't. You know, Trump always loved to say how much the Democrats are pure killers. God, how I wish that was true.
Oh, you know that better than anybody. good people, great, prestigious people. They were putting them in jail. And I said, you got to be kidding. And they were trying to destroy the industry. Okay, ready? So now I'm killing Biden. I'm winning by so much. And all of a sudden he becomes total.
It's just the cope, man. He's never gonna get over that. If you ever want to make this dude melt down, all you gotta do is say, "Yeah, you lost in a landslide in 2024, or excuse me, 2020. You lost in a landslide. How you feel about that?" And just keep harping on it, harping on that. Hey, Trump, you're in the Epstein files more than Harry Potter is mentioned in the Harry Potter books. How do you feel? He can't handle it, man. He can't fucking handle it. That's all you gotta do. What breaks these MAGA pedo snowflakes is just the truth, and you gotta just keep fucking saying it, because they're gonna do it. They're gonna keep saying the lie, and when they repeat the lie enough, eventually people will believe it. So you might as well at least say the fucking truth, which more people can see with their eyes and ears, and then eventually people will start to take that in and believe that instead.
Totally pro crypto. They dropped all investigations of everybody. They allowed people to come out of jail, and every time.
Whoa. You heard it here, folks. We got a soft on crime Republican here. He just said, he said it right here. He said it up there. He said it. They're emptying the jails. They're emptying the jails of money launderers, tax evaders, drug mules. They're emptying the jails, folks. And now we're going to dine on the cats. They're eating the dogs. The people I let out of jail are running a ruckus. They're running a ruckus, people.
I see a crypto guy where they dropped an investigation. I said, you're lucky I'm president, because I don't know if you know, the Biden administration became totally pro-crypto that last couple of months, because they were getting killed. Because crypto has a tremendous audience against it. But
what is up with his eye? He looks more. God, he's turning into Voldemort. I'm telling you, his eyes are going to become red slits, just like Voldemort. His nose has already fallen off. That's why he always has to wear all that fucking makeup. And those bruises on his hands is from Nagini biting him and injecting him with like pure evil venom to keep him alive. Because otherwise he would have, with that much lack of sleep, he would have just keeled over. Look at his eye. He is so. Oh my God, he's unwell. What shape are those eyes? He's got like walnuts for eyes. What the fuck is this? My God.
I don't.
Oh my God, he's so fucking ugly. He's a billionaire and the president. What does he need more money and power for? Well, that's the thing, Hamzi. When you get money, you kind of want more. You know? It's kind of like seeing a hot woman naked. Once you see one hot woman naked, you kind of want to see all of them naked. Shanusis, we have the second MAGA pedophile in my chat. The SPLC funds white supremacy groups. Well, wait till you find out what the federal government does. The federal government actually helps pedophiles. You know, the guy you elected, Donald Trump, the massive pedophile, the biggest pedophile in all the Epstein files. It's congestive heart failure. All the third space is filled with fluid. Fuck, do you think that's what it is? You think it's all just fluid in his neck vag here? Where else could fluid hide? Where are you hiding, fluid? Oh, we got some fluid right there. Fluid there. Fluid under the nostrils. Is that a real thing? Come on, Kitty Lifestyle. I gotta look this up. Is that a real thing? I'm gonna be so mad if you're pulling my chain here. Let me see. As I said, he's playing a minute 90. Yeah. How would I search for this? Can fluid from congestive heart failure collect in the eye? It's not really a socket. I guess a socket? Congestive heart failure and eye effects. Eyes. If your heart is not pumping blood as well as it should, it can affect most areas of the body, and that can include the eyes. Lack of blood flow to the retina can eventually damage the blood vessels running up to the nerve and retina. Vision problems may not show up for years, and over time, hard to. I don't think that's true, Kitty. It sounds like the opposite, actually. Because it sounds like it's a lack of blood. Lack of blood flow to the retina. Pause. You worked in cardiac surgery? Okay, all right. I'll take your word for it then. I'm not gonna. If you worked in the field, I'm not gonna second guess you on that. Dutton, welcome. Eye bags. Is that the term? Eye bags and congestive. Let me see. Eye bags and congestive heart failure. Let me see. Eye problems and important to take a step. Eyelid swelling. Heart disease. Eyes you about heart. 5 signs your kidneys or heart could be in trouble. The bags under your eyes indicating a health issue. Well, according to AI overview, I don't like that. Type in skin underneath the eyes. What are we talking about? Dutton, we're debating. Kind of person with. We're debating whether or not Trump has. Okay, well, let me go back to the video. So I'm just look at the pouches under his eyes, right? Kitty is saying it's a sign of congestive heart failure. Can a patient with heart failure experience a cough and facial periorbital edema? Could these symptoms be unrelated? There are 2 aspects to your question. Cough and symptoms. This is the cause. Fluid retention associated with heart failure is just seen in the location of the body most affected by gravity. The ankles, calves are possibly abnormal. The facial swelling may be seen with heart failure. Other cases should in general be considered. You said skin underneath the eyes. Skin underneath the eyes. Congestive heart failure. Eyeing the cause of heart failure. Eligible calcification of elastic fibers in the skin. Waxy growths on eyelids. Ugh. Yellow waxy bumps in the skin. Okay, well, I don't have time to. This is a rabbit. I'm going down the rabbit hole, Kitty. I'll take your word for it. Like I said, you worked in. If you worked in 20 years in the field, I'll take your word for it. ICE just spent $1.5 billion to purchase 2 massive prisons in California. It was already using for detention in an effort to avoid oversight from the state, which has been pressuring the private prison company that owned them. CoreCivic will continue operating the facilities. CoreCivic says it anticipates that the sale of the Otay Mesa Detention Center in San Diego County and the California City Detention Facility in Kern County will bring the company to an estimated net proceeds of approximately $1.1 billion. The sale closed on July 2nd, according to a recent filing with the U.S. SEC. With the federal government paying $739.2 million for the 1,994 bed Otay Mesa facility and $732.6 million for the newly opened 2560 bed California City facility. The 2 properties were sold under separate purchase agreements signed and completed on the same day. So, California needs to get involved in this. This can't be a passive thing. Now, keep in mind, many California Democrats backed this kind of stuff when it was just the giant prisons that were built, up in the hills for, convicts and drug addicts and blah, 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 blah. But it was never going to end there. This is always the end game of fascism. It always comes right back around for everyone. The more you invest in imperialism and policing your people rather than increasing their quality of life, it comes back around. And this is a perfect encapsulation of it, right? Because these were previous prisons originally that is now being bought by private companies, which limits what the state can do. But for fuck's sake, do something. Anything. You can't tell me that all options are completely blocked in this. But, of course, we're under Gavin fucking Newsom. And not too soon after that, we're probably going to be under Javier Chevron's pocket pussy Becerra. So it's like, we're kind of just fucked, right? We're just totally fucking screwed because we have no one willing to actually fight back. I'm listening, but I have to cook dinner? Okay, cool. What are you cooking, Kitty Lifestyle? That reminds me, I got to think about what I'm going to cook for dinner tonight. So California, I'm not a legal expert, of course not. But for fuck's sake, there has to be something somewhere that can do something to gum up the machines, even if it is the tiniest of civil lawsuits. Just fucking do something. Do something. Anything. Every little bit that there's a great speech in Andor where they're talking about how, just one little battle each time, and eventually you find your niche, and then you can go in for the kill. But we have to at least start by fighting the fuck back, dude. Cancel all contracts that the state has with these companies unless they revoke the sale. I mean, do something, anything. Preach, bro. Thank you, Dutton. Now, this is just absolutely disgusting to read about. Afghan national who fought with U.S. forces died of allergic reaction in ICE custody. An Afghan national who fought alongside U.S. forces, not just U.S. forces, he was special forces, died from an allergic reaction while in the custody of ICE 1 day after he was detained for deportation proceedings, the death certificate shows. Mohammed Nazir Paktiawal, 41, suffered an adverse drug reaction to an unidentified substance which triggered anaphylaxis and exacerbated his asthma, according to the document. His March 14th death at a Dallas hospital was ruled to be an accident. Paktiawal's sudden death in ICE custody has drawn outrage because he had risked his life fighting for an ally of U.S. Special Forces in Afghanistan for a decade. Can you imagine going to fight shoulder to shoulder with American U.S. Special Forces? You know, could you imagine Rambo, like, dying from a dog catcher? That's basically what's happening here. This is an insane story. I fought for my country, and now I gotta fight this dog catcher? Let's go. What do you got, buddy? Zap, zap, zap! Then he has a heart attack from the fucking taser. Like, or they overdose on, they shoot him. You can't shoot me. You can't shoot me with that tranquilizer dart. My heart is going too strong. I can take it. Boom! Gets him with the fucking tranquilizer dart. And then he dies from that. Could you imagine? Jesus Christ. Out of more than 50 ICE detention deaths during President Trump's second term, Paktiawal's is the first to be ruled an accident, according to track. Oh, fuck off. Most of the others have been blamed on natural causes or suicide. Accident, my ass. What happened is, when he had that adverse drug reaction to an unidentified substance, no one went in there to help him. That's what happened. We've seen this time and time again, where most of the people who have died have needed health, have needed help and immediate health services, and they don't get it, and then they die. Natural causes, my ass. This is such fucking propaganda. Advocacy group Afghan Evac and 2 members of Congress on Monday called on Texas authorities to release his autopsy report. Oh, wow, yeah, that'll teach them. Release the autopsy report. Yeah, that'll really show ICE. Jesus Christ. The most limp dick of responses. This dude fought for our country, and then here they are saying that all they can do is get his autopsy report. Jesus fucking Christ. So they have sought to withhold by arguing his disclosure would interfere with pending criminal investigation. Yeah, I doubt that. Family has a right to know what happened, Sean Van Diver, president of Afghan Evac. He asked authorities to explain what substance triggered the allergic reaction, how it got into his system, and why the date of the injury on the death certificate was listed as the day before Paktiawal was taken into custody. Whoa! Hold on. Date of the injury on the death certificate is the day before Paktiawal was taken into custody. Whoa! Yeah, he's right. What's happening here smacks of a cover-up, said Senator Blumenthal. Yeah, that's right. This is a cover-up, so something else happened. Maybe he tried to fight his way out or something, and then they just took him out. Paktiawal was evacuated 1,000 others from Afghanistan when ICE troops pulled out in 2021. He entered the U.S. through a legal process and requested asylum to stay. That claim was pending when ICE arrested him at his home in Richardson, Texas. See, again, ICE is it's an occupying terrorist organization. How does this keep us safe? How does arresting a dude who fought and helped our U.S. soldiers, how does arresting him while his claim was pending help anyone stay safe? How? I wish the mega pedophiles were in my chat to answer that one. I mean, of course, they wouldn't answer it. They would just deflect. They'd lie. You know, they'd turn on bot mode and just change the brain chip and make up some new talking point that they heard along the way. But they can't actually address this. No political donations over $1 per month, 2 terms max, mandatory retirement for all politicians at 67. Judges should be elected and forced to retire at 67. Stan, you're saying some stuff that sounds pretty fucking good to me. Are you going over channels today? What do you mean over channels, Dutton? I don't know what that means. ICE has defended his decision to target Paktiawal for deportation, noting he had been arrested on food stamp fraud and theft charges. He had not been convicted in either case. Yeah, dude, so he's probably fucking nothing. And again, who fucking cares? You know how much this food stamp and theft charges, how much he probably took from the government? Probably like maybe 100, a couple hundred. Hell, even if it was 1,000, I don't give a fuck. You know how Elon Musk got billions in subsidies, and he is an Epstein pedophile. Jeff Bezos gets billions in subsidies, and he murders his employees. And we're taking a dude who fought for America, fought side by side with our soldiers over food stamp fraud? Are you fucking kidding me? The most petty... ICE is the most petty Karen bullshit fuckers and they just need to be abolished. Abolish them. ICE did not respond to questions Monday, referring to his previously released report on Pacquiao's death, which said he was screened at his Dallas field office and denied any medical conditions or allergies. Hours later, he began experiencing shortness of breath and chest pain. The holding room was taken to Parkland Memorial Hospital. The next morning, I don't believe any of this. The next morning, hospital staff noticed swelling of his tongue while he was eating breakfast and gave him epinephrine, drug that treats allergic reactions. He was pronounced dead about 40 minutes later after life-saving measures were unsuccessful. This doesn't make any sense. If it was an allergic reaction, epinephrine is hugely successful at stopping this. I don't buy this. Just doesn't make it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. He was in a hospital. How often is it, Kitty? I think you're still cooking, but like, how often is it that people are in a hospital and have a severe anaphylaxis allergic reaction and then die? How often does that happen? That can't be often. Van Hollen's right. This is a cover-up. They did something to this guy. I don't know if they tortured him or if they just straight up zapped him and he had a later cardiac event to it or whatever. This smacks of a cover-up. I don't buy it. Certificates lists the cause of death as anaphylaxis complicating acute asthma exacerbation. Anaphylaxis is a severe allergic reaction typically triggered by food, drugs, or insect venom. Document lists the toxic effects of methamphetamine, heart disease, and cigarette smoking as contributing factors. Relatives said they did not know Pacquiao to use meth. Yeah, what? Second autopsy performed for the family could not confirm whether he had meth in his system because no blood remained for testing. What? This is so fucking weird. So it's like they said he has meth in his system, and then when they want to get a second test to confirm from the family, they're like, oh, sorry, no blood, can't find it. This is so fucking sus, dude. Where's the goddamn Among Us soundtrack? Because this is sus. Wes, oh, we got a third mega pedophile. Wes G5W says, sorry, ICE is taking away your slave class of illegal immigrants. Housing market collapse leading to a housing market shortage. Life isn't easy, and you've made it harder for the kids. Pedo Utopia. Pedo Utopia like the one that Trump participated in because he's in the Epstein files. And by the way, hey, Wes, speaking of the market shortage, now that all the immigrants are gone, hey, you bought a house, right? Right, Wes? Hey, Wes, how does deporting a dude who fought for America help you? How does that help you? Did you get his house? Are you making more money? Did you get a benefit there? Did you get a raise? No, of course you didn't, Wes. Because you're a brain-dead fucking MAGA pedophile who's believing this stupidest of bullshit propaganda, spewing out talking points that are not connected to reality. You call it a pedo-utopia? It is a pedo-utopia now because you elected the pedophile. You now have a molester-in-chief running the White House, and ICE is an actual pedophile cabal that is trafficking children to the billionaire elites in this country and overseas. And here you are in my chat talking about how this improves your housing crisis. This, by taking a soldier out, get fucked. May you have a miserable day, and may your breaths be few in the future. This family has a right to know what happens. Oh, I already read this. His wife had said that he relied on an inhaler for asthma, but ICE agents rejected her attempt to give them the device when he was taken into custody. Wow, shocker there. This country will never recover from this disgusting racist, rapist, pedophile political party. Stan, until we won't recover from this until we Nuremberg everybody, especially these pedophiles like West S G5W. All of them need to be Nuremberged. Down to the fucking janitors for ICE need to be Nuremberged. That's not even hyperbole. We need to take every single one of them, put them in cuffs, put them behind bars, charge them, and try every single fucking one of them for crimes against this country. What accent are they talking about? Younger brother said, we just want the truth. Nasir remembered his brother as a special forces soldier who fought in the most dangerous parts of Afghanistan. After settling in the U.S., Pacquiao became a truck driver and worked at a market and bakery, laboring long hours to support his family, his brother said. Yeah, this is like the classic American story. He came over after fighting for America, and then he's doing work. He's doing jobs, all the jobs that white MAGA pedophiles like Mickham1006 would never do, could never do, because he's actually skilled, he's actually talented, he actually has hard work ethic, unlike these MAGA pedophiles, Mickham106, asking Lamau, what crimes? Murder, motherfucker! ICE murdered this dude in custody. You want to drop it down to manslaughter? Fine. Manslaughter. Crimes. Torture. There's a whole host of fucking crimes. Kidnapping, for starters. People off the fucking street. This dude had a pending asylum claim. There's absolutely no reason for them to have kidnapped him. MAGA needs every single fucking charge and penal code in the goddamn existence thrown at them. I don't give a fuck. Throw every single charge at these pedophiles and see what sticks. MAGA get the most SNAP benefits? Of course they do. They're the biggest, and immigrants get the least. Immigrants subsidize white pedophiles like Mickham1006 and West-G5W. And all these MAGA pedophiles do to turn around to thank them is try to deport them. Fuck these people. These are just evil, evil people. There is no other way around it. The cause and manner of death were established by the Dallas County Medical Examiner's Office after an autopsy. County authorities have refused to release the report, citing statements from ICE officials that doing so would interfere with a federal investigation into the death. They've asked Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's office for permission to withhold the record. Yeah. Of course. Ken fucking Paxton. Of course it's Ken Paxton. Law enforcement exception to the state's open records law. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure the dude who frees pedophiles is really going to be on the side of rule of law on this one. In response to the AP's request for the report, Dallas County official Jennifer Rose wrote that its release would interfere with the detection, investigation, and prosecution of a crime. Bullshit. They ain't going to prosecute shit. Paxton's office hasn't ruled on the matter. Previously granted a similar request from another. Withdraw the report of Vietnamese man to die in ICE custody in July 2025. Why does America have the right to nukes, but any other country who does, or they think it does, they get freedom to them, like Iraq? Well, Humsey, you're asking the right questions. MAGA are just the same as the Nazi who turned on their neighbors for Adolf Hitler. Exactly. They are no different. So, as always, it wouldn't be a stream if I didn't cover the MAGA pedo party. So, PAC Anti-Fascist Research Collective has been documenting a list of the pedophiles in ICE. This is also part of why ICE should be abolished. So the last update was a month ago. They now have a couple new ones. Keep in mind, this thread is like, look at this. This thread is up to like 90-something now. It just goes on and on and on and on. So, the newest updates. Joseph M. Ledesma, a Border Patrol agent from El Paso, Texas, was arrested on September 27, 2015 after being caught peeping through a girl's bedroom window. This is the kind of shit they say trans people do, and it's a white dude. A whiter than white bread dude that just looks like a pedophile. The girl's father chased Ledesma and held him down, knocking a knife out of Ledesma's hand when he tried to threaten him with it. Christopher Gearhart, an ICE deputy from Lakewood, Colorado, was arrested on May 19, 2026 after an internal affairs investigation by Lakewood police showed Gearhart manipulating his body camera while propositioning a woman for sex. Gearhart resigned from Lakewood police last year and joined ICE. So he went from one pedo organization to another. Joseph Cortland, a CBP officer from Portsmouth, Virginia, was arrested on October 8, 2019 by Virginia State Police after hitting a Virginia DOT worker with his car. When officers inspected Cortland's cell phone, they found multiple child sexual abuse images featuring young girls. Hey, I don't know about you guys, but sure as fuck ain't a trans person. No LGBTQ rainbow here. Just a straight white-ass cornbread motherfucker that got away with pedophilia for way too long. Fabio Lopez, a CBP officer from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, was charged on March 11, 2020 with engaging in sexual activity with a minor and attempting to produce a child sex abuse material after being accused of molesting a 16-year-old girl whose mother he had met months before. Boom! Every single time. It's always the MAGA pedo party. Hamzi, are you going to do another stream? Yeah, I got my other podcast coming up here in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to try to wrap this up. My neighbor is bragging about getting $1 million from Trump for being one of the January 6th terrorist traitor. Yeah, I don't believe him. Tell him to show what he purchased with that $1 million. What did he buy? Let's see it, buddy. I don't buy it. So this is just a little too on the nose here. MAGA taking shelter in the National Museum of African American History and Culture. So if you recall, the Freedom 250 fair was basically rained out and stormed out. So they were kicked out. And they took shelter in the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Look at these cornbread motherfuckers. All these people that think black folks are less. This is the superior race. The white power. The white power superior race. Yeah, well, we had to go and hide from the rain. It's getting a little too stormy out there, so Y'all are okay if we commandeer your home, right? With all your museums of black folk stuff. You're okay with that, right? Jesus Christ. And I'll bet you every single one of those fuckers thinks that Obama was born in a foreign country. Always freedom. That's right, Hamzi. So the Tyler Robinson stuff is bizarre. The week-long preliminary hearing for the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk continues Tuesday. Prosecutors are aiming to show they have enough evidence against Tyler Robinson to proceed to a trial. After the hearing concludes, State District Judge Tony Graff must determine if the case should proceed, which experts say is likely. 23-year-old Robinson is charged with aggravated murder in the September 10th assassination of Kirk on the Utah Valley University campus, for which prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Robinson's attorneys have not commented on his guilt or innocence. That's kind of weird. Prosecutors showed previously unseen campus surveillance footage as investigators testified that Robinson strolled the Utah Valley University campus in a shorts and a t-shirt, bought a meal at Chick-fil-A, and made contact with Kurt's staff before returning in different clothes to shoot the conservative activist from a rooftop. Wow, I wonder if it's... So he was there, and then I wonder if in different clothes you can't really see his face. I wonder if he actually looks different physically as well, like maybe a different build. Maybe a little taller, maybe a little heavier, maybe a little skinnier. I wonder if it's a totally different fucking person in those different clothes. Could that be a possibility? Tell that to Usain Bolt, Superior Miami. Exactly. Melania was 7 months pregnant, not a citizen when she married Shitler Trump. Yeah, and she also met Trump because of Jeffrey Epstein. People connected to the case are clearing out of the courthouse. Tyler Robinson's parents have left the courthouse for the day. Security guard briefly stopped traffic to allow them to quickly cross the street. Staffers on site have also left the building. State District Judge. Preliminary hearing will resume Wednesday at 1 p.m. Fuck. DNA analyst offers details on testing and training. FBI DNA analyst Amanda Backer says her lab is accredited, which means it has to follow a strict set of standards, including having trained examiners on staff. She had to have the right degree, take a special training program, undergo proficiency testing to show she's qualified to do the job. The lab is audited by an outside agency periodically in order to keep its accreditation status, Backer says. She's also explaining some of the nuances of DNA testing. All DNA degrades over time, she says, and that's a normal finding in testing. The degradation found in DNA samples in this case did not impact her ability to accurately test the samples, she says. Backer says she followed lab protocols in her training when testing the evidence. Okay, so what's her conclusion, though? Why is that not said? He's asking her about her education, training, and other professional credentials. Deputy Utah. Wait, I'm confused. Utah County Attorney. So the prosecution is cross-examining their own expert? Or maybe they went first and then the defense will go the next day. That's probably what it is. Lined up at 4 a.m. Tuesday. God, these people are such losers. Court is taking a 15-minute afternoon break. Prosecutor says DNA accuracy questions should be handled later. Wow, shocker. Defense attorney Michael Burt is asking DNA analyst Amanda Backer about the software program she used for the DNA samples about overall accuracy of the results. Both samples tested in this case had minor contributors below 20%, Backer says. Burt asked her about a study that found results can be less accurate when analyzing DNA contributions at that level. She agrees that can sometimes be the case, but says in the sample she analyzed there were only 2 contributors total, which makes the process more accurate. Has objected to this line of questioning. He says it's irrelevant to preliminary hearings at this stage. The evidence is supposed to be viewed in a light that's favorable to the state. Jesus. The system is so fucking rigged. No. You can't ask those questions because where we are now, you're supposed to be nice to me. You're supposed to let us have our way. Burt says the judge needs to weigh the accuracy of Backer's determination that Tyler Robinson and his roommate both contribute DNA to some of the evidence. Burt notes that Backer originally believed there were 3 DNA contributors. Interesting. Tony Graff tells Burt to wrap up this line of questioning. So, there's a lot. Let me see. Supposedly Erica Kirk was there, and then he cried when she laughed when she cried. She has been sitting directly in front of Charlie Kirk's parents and his widow, Erica Kirk, she said, and Erica Kirk became teary at times during the proceedings. Also in the courtroom today, and the courthouse has been filled with Secret Service agents. Everywhere you look, there's someone with security. So supposedly, offered a tissue. Doesn't know if Team Erica or not. If she handed me a tissue and I lost it. Blah, 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 blah. Back Erica Kirk. I just want to see if he did indeed laugh. Okay, well, I didn't see it. Trump parents are themselves are immigrants. Yeah, and so are all the MAGA pedophiles in my chat that were yapping earlier. Everybody's an immigrant in this country. Charlie Kirk was shot from behind the tent. A white car had a trunk open. When he slumped over, the trunk closed. There was 3 guys standing there. I didn't see that, Stan Durko, but it was very clear that he was shot from behind, whereas the official story is that he was shot from the front. But anybody with any sense of gun knowledge can see that was not an exit wound in his throat. That was clearly, that was not an entry wound. That was clearly an exit wound. Is it real that everyone in the U.S. has a gun? Not everyone, but more people than not do. So I don't know what this is. Tyler Robinson judge reverses decision in Charlie Kirk murder case. Utah judge Tony Graff reversed an earlier decision excluding a modified video from evidence in the murder case against Tyler Robinson, the man accused of assassinating conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, while simultaneously ruling that the footage should remain shielded from public viewing because it has not been adequately redacted. What? During the hearing, which prosecutors hope will convince a judge to allow the case to proceed to trial, prosecutors and the defense have been arguing over what should be admitted as evidence and what should be made public to the media. Defense attorneys argue that there's media bias against their client, Robinson, and that much of the evidence should be kept hidden from potential jurors. So it's the defense that wants it. Robinson has not entered a plea yet and won't until after the judge rules the case can go to trial. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty, blah, 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 blah. Judge ruling. One dispute centered on a compilation of video evidence assembled from multiple camera angles. Prosecutors sought to introduce videos depicting the shooting and its immediate aftermath. Some versions of the footage had been altered or edited to combine viewpoints and enhance visibility of events surrounding the attack, including a zoomed-in version. Prosecutors argued the zooming into the video makes the events of the video easier to see for both the judge and the public. Unless you have very, very good vision or zoomed in on that monitor, you can't really see what Agent Hall has just described. I believe it's helpful to see it up close. Defense attorney Catherine Nestor told that, God, he's got a sloped-in forehead, doesn't he? Told the judge that the defense, it looks like a fucking ski slope, Jesus. The defense once again argued the video being publicized put Robinson's ability to get a fair trial at risk and asked that the judge stand by her previous ruling on that. Graff initially excluded the modified footage over evidentiary concerns, before later deciding it could be admitted for purposes of the hearing. However, he drew a separate distinction regarding public access, said the video would not be played on courtroom monitors, thereby blocking media and hearing attendees from seeing it. I don't understand what the concern is. I guess it's the defense not wanting it out there, right? So the defense doesn't want a prejudicial jury, okay? But I mean, it's such a public thing. I don't know what the benefit would be at this point to suppress the evidence. I don't get it. There's nothing on this video from what's been represented that the public has not already seen, Graff said. Balancing the constitutional rights of all parties, I'll view it on the monitor, but it will not be broadcast in the courtroom or by the video camera. As a result, the video was provided to the court and defense attorneys, but was not displayed to the media watching the proceedings. Videos assembled by TPUSA, which is also, by the way, had TPUSA had one of their members be in the Commerce Department under Trump, and he is a pedophile that was arrested. And also, another TPUSA member was arrested for voter fraud. Great organization you got there, Charlie. Showing different angles of the shooting, great organization you got there, Charlie. There, I had to say it down to him. Videos assembled by Turning Point USA showing different angles of the shooting were entered into evidence even though they were not publicly shown in court. Do you see a kitty? Do you see a kitty, Rufus? Probably sees a squirrel. The preliminary hearing, which began this week in Provo, Utah, is intended to determine whether prosecutors have presented enough evidence for the case. What's the matter? To proceed to trial. The standard is far lower than proving guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Graff's role at this stage is to decide whether sufficient evidence exists to bind Robinson over for trial. Maybe this will say the thing about him laughing at Erica Kirk. Attend the hearing alongside additional evidence is Graff specifically called out Erica Kirk welcome into the courtroom while she has been at the center of the case related to the marriage. Private officer present because she is the victim representative. The victim representative statutory equivalent of the victim if victim. I'm not saying anything about Tyler Robinson laughing, so that's probably just right-wing fake news. Ralph Perry, love freedom of speech. What's up, Ralph? Good to see you. Oh, Jason, we have another mega pedophile. Jason SW4LU. Oh, you don't like being put in timeout? Well, when you stop acting like your dating pool age, because you fuck children, you little pedophile, then I'll stop treating you like a little baby. Okay? Back in timeout for you, pedophile. Erica had him killed to keep her affair with J.D. Vance. Again, Stan, you're going into some really tinfoil hat shit there. I haven't seen any evidence that Erica was close to JD prior to this, so I just don't find that very credible, personally. Same thing with people blaming it on Israel. I don't find that personal easy. Now, this was quite the moment because the footage of Charlie Kirk getting shot is pretty fucking brutal. I saw it myself, and it's very disturbing. So, judge overseeing Tyler Robinson's case flinches while watching footage of Charlie Kirk assassination. Yeah, I don't blame him. That was it was brutal footage. It was bad to see. It was pretty rough. Okay, enough of that. Let's have a little bit of laughs first. Look at this strut. He's got that Ace Ventura strut. Look at him. Oh, wait. Oops. I got to do something here. Ah, shit. That's not what I wanted to do. Hang on a minute, menu. Why is this taking so long? Jesus. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. So that's pretty cool. I love that video. Any video with dogs, I'm telling you, it's just the best thing to see on Instagram. Next one. This video gets me every time.
Teammate, don't go up there. Don't.
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see.
Nuked! Oh, man. Stop blaming your teammates. It's a skill issue, my teammates.
Teammate, don't go up there. Don't.
I've been roaming around, always looking down.
What even was that they hit him with in this game? That was some magic spell looking shit. All right, I got to get over to the other podcast. Thank you all. Please, as always, give the video a like and subscribe if you haven't yet. It's fun time now. Yes, you can catch me on the Voice of Reason podcast. I'm heading over there right now. Bye.